Hey, what's up, y'all? So, as you know, amongst other things, I do a lot of video editing. And today, what I would like to do is show you how I go about editing videos that I make a series of. So, um, because it could be a long, arduous process, if you try to do it from scratch every single time, I create templates. All right, so I create a template. Like for this series, question of the day, I created a template. And so I'm going to show you, and this is a really simple one. I'm just going to show you really quick how I create the question of the day series just using this template in Final Cut Pro. That's the editing software that I use is Final Cut Pro. It's available only for Apple users. If you use a PC, I'm sorry, ain't a whole lot you can do about that. But I'm going to show you. It's a very simple process, and I'm going to try to talk you through it. I'm not much of an instructor, but I'm going to do my best. So here we go. All right. So what we have here is the overall screen. You don't need to see my credit card payment due tomorrow. Is the overall screen for the Final Cut editing window. All right, this is where your actual video that you're editing. This is where you can see the footage. This is your timeline down here where you add your clips and any other media that you want to include. This over here is past and previous projects, stuff that you're working on, like Lando edit, blah 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 blah. And so basically, what I do is I have created. Let me command minus to, oops, sorry, now I'm going out here and clicking this window, the timeline window. I click command and minus so you can see what's going on. So what we have here, all right, since I've already added this, we'll start with this particular video. This is the next question of the day, and I don't remember which one this. Oh, this one is, I believe it's who says I love you first. So what I normally do is I go over here to Finder and I click on the Finder window, and excuse my computer, it's a little bit older, so it moves kind of slow. But as you can see, I have all these different icons and stuff for information and stuff that I got on here. So the one that I'm doing today, oh, that's not I love you. It is Afraid of Marriage. All right, so that's going to be the video that we edit today. It's called Are You Afraid of Marriage for the question of the day segment. So basically what I did was I just drug this. Well, I'll go ahead and do it. I'll do it again. It's just overwrite it. So I'll drag this down and I'll place it on top of this current one. I'm probably going to do it again because it's going to go back up to the top. Yep, see. And let's see, it's going to wind. Sometimes it takes a little while, like I said. Once I get a faster and newer computer, it won't take as long. So it's going to give me the option of either cut, well, I'll show you in a second. Yeah, I'm not that great at all this teaching stuff here. Let me see. All right, so it gives you the option to replace from start, replace from end. So you get all these options. We're just going to replace it, and you're not going to see much of a change because it's the exact same clip. So there we go. All right, so that's how I get the clips into the timeline. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and click Command plus to make it just a little bit bigger. Now, if you look down here, you'll see once it loads up, you'll see there will be like sound waves, all right? And where it's low means that there's really no sound, okay? So what I like to do is I like to take and I like to highlight everything that is attached to this timeline, right? Attached to this clip right here with the video footage. And I like to shift everything just to the other side of where I actually start talking. So what I'll do is I'll click Command and I'll click on the music. This is a music track right here. This is a bell sound icon. And I'm going to click this one. That's the question of the day. That's the Who is Derek Andre TV logo. That's the subscribe button, and that's the bell. All right. So what I like to do is, because I'm going to cut that little quiet part out, what I like to do is I just drag all of this over just to about right there. All right. And then once I've done that, I can go back, click outside of the highlighted area. I can go back down here to the this clip. Let me make it a little bit bigger so I can be a little more accurate. So I'm going to click Command and plus. And so now I can drag this over, and I'm going to drag it over to about here. All right. And I'm going to click that and highlight it. I'm going to click Command B. Command B, B is for blade, and it cuts it. All right. It cuts it right there. And so the highlighted part I'm going to delete. All right. We got that out of there. And now what I'll do is I will drag this over to where it meets up with everything else. Now let's see how it sounds. Wait a minute, let me drag it over one more time. Hang on, let me make it bigger. Making it bigger makes life a whole lot easier. All right. So that way your actions are a little bit more controlled. So we're gonna go back because I want to get it exactly where I start talking at. I'm gonna do about right there. All right, and then when I click the space bar will actually play the clip. So you're gonna click the space bar, and it'll start playing.
What's up, y'all, and welcome to Question of the Day on Who is Derek Andre TV.
All right.
I am Derek Andre.
So now what I want to do is I'm gonna do Command and minus. Now I got to go through because where I have subscribe and the bell and the bell sound, I want to line it up with me saying subscribe and click the reminder bell. So what I'm going to do is I got to go through and I got to listen to it. So let's listen to it just a little bit. See if I can scroll ahead so you don't have to listen to all of that.
Stopping by, and before you leave, please make sure you click the subscribe button.
See, there you go. So you want to do that. So I drag it back just a little bit to where that peak is. This little peak right here should be where I want to start it. So what I'll do is I'll highlight again, click Command, highlight that sound wave, highlight the subscribe button clip, and click the bell icon, drag it over, and it'll pop right into place. So now when we play it and you hear me say subscribe and click the reminder bell, watch what happens.
To the channel, thank you very much for stopping by, and before you leave, please make sure you click the subscribe button and the reminder bell so you never have to miss another video. If you are
So that's how you do that. Now what I have here is a text box. So this is where it has the text up there. So now what I want to do is I want to find where I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to drag that little text box over to where I asked the question of the day, and then I'm going to replace that text with the new question. So let's see where we are. And see, a lot of times you can look at the sound waves and you can kind of see where they are. And you can also look at the video and look at my hand motions and movements and see, okay, he's asking a question here. So let's see.
That simple. All right, so today's question of the day is, are you...
Okay, so it's just that simple. I go right there where that pause is, and I'm going to drag this icon, highlight it, and drag it over in the timeline to where this white place marker is. As soon as the computer catches up. And once we do that, we'll snap that in place. It'll pop right in. There we go. And I'll go over here into this little area right here. I'm not exactly sure what this box is called, but it's basically where you deal with the different types of fonts. All right, so it gives you all these different parameters. You can build in, build out, size and color. This is where you change what the actual font is. All right, this is how you change with the little film projection screen. It allows you to move the wording around on the screen with these different parameters. And this is for your color grading. If you need to change the color of something, you can go through and change the exposure, the saturation, and the color. And this is just the information icon. All right, so, and you can change the name of that particular clip. So we're going to go back over here because this is where it is. And this, as you can see, was from the last video. So the question is, are you afraid of marriage? And so let's type that in. And I got the caps lock on. You afraid. And so what I also do is I go in and hit the return key so that it'll show up underneath, because if I don't, it'll just keep going straight across the screen. Are you afraid of marriage? M-A-R-R-I-A-G-E. All right, marriage. Then I'll hit that question mark. And now when you go back and you play it, as I'm asking the question, the text will pop up. All right, here we go.
Is, are you afraid of marriage? Now, there are a lot of men out there.
Okay, and so that's how you add that graphic. All right, and so what I'm going to do now is go ahead, and because as you can see, my clip is longer than my graphics, what I'll do is I'll just grab the end of the graphic and I'm going to drag it all the way down here to right about where where you see the sound waves stop and minimize themselves and get small. Peace. And I'll catch myself smiling and I'll stop right there. And the next stage is I'll drag this down right here and it'll pop itself into place. All right. So now, because I don't have anything attached in this area right here, what I can do is I can just highlight the clip, the main clip, click Command B, and what that will do is it's going to cut it. Now, right now, the main clip is highlighted. I don't want that. I just want this little tail end highlighted, and I'm going to click Delete, and it's going to take that part out, and there we go, and it butts it all together. And so now, let me make it a little bit larger. So that's Command plus the positive sign. I drag this back because I want the end of the graphic to stop at the transition. And this is a transition that is fade to color. And I generally fade to black. That's over here in this box, installed transitions. So I fade to color. And the reason that I drag this back is so when the clip ends, those graphics don't spill over into the fade. So watch. All right, and so that's how that works. Now, if you notice, there was no music. There was no music in this area, all right? This is my music track for one of my songs, Nikki, from my album, Experimental, Volume 1. So what I want to do now is, because this song is not long enough to fill in all of this. So what I will do is as you can see, I got the end has the clip here for the song, and I got the volume all the way up because I like for it to fade up and have the volume raised. Same at the beginning. It's the same thing, and I lower the volume to about 40 decibels, negative 40 decibels throughout the entire clip. But now what I want to do is I want to drag this out as far as it will go. All right, it stops there. So I'm going to drag it back just a little bit. And then I'm going to take this clip, because this is going to have to overlap so that I can continue to have music throughout the rest of the clip. So you see right through here, there's a fade, all right? So I'm fading this one down and I'm fading this one in so that you don't notice the transition. Now, when music is louder, you have to actually time it so that it sounds right. But because I have the volume so low on this, you won't be able to tell that it's coming in at a totally different place. So now what I'll do is I'll take and I'll drag this clip all the way down to meet this, to meet the end clip right here. And what I want to do is I want to enlarge it so that I can make sure it butts right up to it. Now, in normal circumstances, you would not just drag this clip over to drag this music clip over to another music clip where the volume is louder, because they don't match. But because this volume is so low on the clip, you won't notice the difference in the music. You won't notice the change. At least you shouldn't. And if you do, then I'll correct that. So let's see.
That is what makes me happy. You guys have a great day. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next question of the day. Peace.
All right, so see, you noticed that you could hear the dung dung, and then it did it again, dung dung. So the way you fix that is, and it's real simple, you highlight this, you delete it, you drag this one, where is that? You click it, you drag this all the way to the end of the clip, and it'll drag all the way to there. And you go over here, you click what? Command B, right there. You want to center it right there where the actual transition is, Command B. And then you take this and you drag it back up to 0 decibels. All right, because that is the normal volume. And you drag this little slider over to about 30 seconds, and then 30/10 of a second, and then you do this and hit that space, and then it'll merge naturally. See? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I quickly edit a video. That's how I do it. That's how I quickly edit videos so that it does not take me all day. You know, because a lot of times, you know, some of these edits can be pretty intricate. And when they become intricate, it can be a very long experience. So this makes it that much easier. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. This is my very first time actually letting people watch me edit and talking about it. So I know I'm not a teacher, but I hope I was clear enough to help you understand how I do quick edits. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Tell a friend and have an awesome day. I'll let you later. Peace.